Right, well, welcome back to me weekly yarns. Well, been a really busy week this week, although we haven't getting a lot done on the tractor, but we have getting the Vectra back to working condition again. On Monday, had to really get stuck in and make the decision to go across the farm, tear the Vectra to bits, find out what was going on with it, find if there was any possible solutions, bearing in mind this is a 17-year-old car. So it's like, it's probably worth £150 if you're lucky, but to me, on the road, it's worth a lot more, purely because I can get it back and forward to the farm. I can put parts in. Like on Wednesday, there was 3 trips involved on Wednesday to the farm, 30 mile in total, to pressure wash an axle casing, the axle casing. If I'd had the Vectra at home, I would have put the axle casing in the boot, driven across, pressure washed it and brought it home, 10 mile. So that's how it's valuable to me. But you still have to consider the cost of the replacements, don't you, against the cost of the vehicle at the end of the day. So I went across, the little bit of the quick history here. Underneath the Vectra at the back is a small canister petrol filter on the outside of the tank. 2 quick connects, join the pipes in. It's a 10-minute job to change that filter. I had noticed over the few weeks previous, I was dripping little bits of petrol onto the road where I park my car. The price of petrol, cannot afford to be dripping it onto the road, can you? But as well, leaks only ever get worse. And the thing I didn't want happening was to be away from home somewhere, that sealed system to totally fail and the car break down. So went underneath the car, seen it was the quick connects, went and bought replacement filter because I thought it was the filter that was leaking. Went and bought the replacement filter. When I opened up the quick connects on the input side to the filter, there, in my mind, looking back as when I've changed it previously, there should have been a white plastic seat, a yellow O-ring, a black O-ring, and another white plastic seat that keeps the whole package together, and that should stay in the quick connect. Now I think the second last time I changed it, it all came out with the fuel filter, and we put them back onto the end of the new fuel filter, the replacement one, and put it back in, and it's been great. But I say, I did notice it was starting to leak. When I took it to bits this time, there was only the white seat that was on the inside and the yellow O-ring left. I don't know where the rest had gone, what's happened to them. There was no signs of even little pieces lying around. There was nothing, was gone. So I packed it up with 4 O-rings, popped it back together, and it was working a treat for a couple of days. Then it started just a little leak again. So again went back down, had a look at it, fiddled on with it a bit, drove it away from here, and it was fine. A couple of days later I had to take my daughter through to an Auto Leckies in Cramlington to drop a pickup truck off. She was having troubles with the plug, the trailer connection plug on the back. It just wasn't working totally, just gave up the ghost totally. So I took that through. The Vectra broke down outside this guy's unit in Cramlington, and it sounded as if it ran out of petrol. It just died out, no banging, no clattering, it just died out. And I was thinking that it's the underneath has come away. So gets it towed back to the farm. I left it on the farm. While you're going through your head thinking, you know, and you're looking on the internet for parts. A fuel pump was £80 because you're thinking, is it just a fuel pump? £80 for a fuel pump. I think it's about £50 for a fuel rail pressure switch. And then you start thinking, right, let's look at this sensibly. There's no fuel getting to the front of the car. is there power and is there fuel at the pump? And in order to get the pump, you've got to take the back seat out. You go through a little hatch in the floor pan, but you can't see the terminals on the pump. You can unplug it and you can get the flow and return lines off, but you knock off like a big locking cam ring on the top of it. You knock that anti-clockwise, you can get the top of the pump off, you can see your connections. So I did a quick test on the pump, put it straight to a 12 volt battery, pumping petrol beautifully. So the pump was fine. Went back to the fuse into the trunk area, 20 amp fuse number 10 in the system. It's 20 amp yellow fuse. Checked the fuse, beautiful. Checked the incoming voltage at the fuse, 12.5 volts, which is what was the battery. You know, I was getting battery voltage at the fuse. Not getting anything out. Not getting anything at the pump. So you think, well, is it a breakdown of wiring? Has the wire broke down in between? So I was doing a bit of searching online, and there were several forums where people were having exactly the same problem with their Vectras. And only one forum, one guy put a comment on, he went, have you checked your fuses and your relay? And that sets your mind away, doesn't it? No one's ever mentioned a relay before, and you think, I can understand it's fused. It's run by the computer from the pressure switch from the fuel rail. Yeah. However, nobody ever mentioned a relay. Started digging into this a bit more, reading this thread through on this forum, and it turned out there is a relay, R4 relay on the fuse board in the trunk. It's not in the front, not in the front end of the car. And bearing in mind, I wired this car for the trailer and the caravan years ago. I put the 40 amp feed in to run the relay for the caravan, for the fridge, for the battery charging. I put everything that in myself, and it has ran for years. On this fuse panel in the back, in the trunk, there wasn't any relays till you read the forum. The relays, there's 3 of them, one of them's this R4, is on the back of the fuse panel inside the skin of the rear wing. So you've got to take the carpet out, the inner lining, the inner wing lining, got to take that out. You have to disconnect the mains power supply to the fuse board, and that allows you to loosen a few clips and pull off this distribution board, this fuse panel. Sure enough, on the back are there the little relays. So go online onto eBay, you do your bit, £7 you pay for the relay. You go through the same system that they've got, a system on that page where you check it against your vehicle registration. Comes up beautiful, this is the relay for you, £7. Ordered it on Monday evening. It arrived Tuesday morning. Yeah, the wrong one. So went across the car, got the old one out, and if you look at the pin designation on that, right, we have got, I haven't got my glasses with us. We have got 85, 86, 87, 30. 85, 86 is the control voltage for the relay. 87, 20 amps input. 30 is to the pump. Mine, the original one that's in the car, was 85, 86, 87, 30. So they were the wrong way around. Did a quick bit phoning around. Phoned the local breaker's yard. He says, yeah, I think we've got one in. He says, just come along, have a look. Popped along. Sure enough, there's a Vectra line on the floor there. Fuse board still intact in the boot, because the boot linings and everything was in, so you knew that everything was intact in the back of there. Whipped it off. You can squeeze your hand without having to take the panel out. You can squeeze your hand in where the horn the burglar alarm horn is, and you can pop this relay out. Pop the relay out, locked my car, stuck it in, started straight away. As soon as you turn the ignition on, you could hear the pump was running and it was expelling the air from the system, and you could hear that, and it like that, fired up straight away, not a bit of problem. So we've got the Vectra back. I'm over the moon. So that's one big plus, wasn't it? So Monday morning, before we went across there and got stuck into the Vectra, I decided I would give the company a ring that I'd ordered the clutch plates off, because the clutch plates still hadn't turned up on Monday morning. So rang the company up, had a word with them, said, I'm sorry, but your clutch plates haven't arrived with me yet. Oh, give us your postcode. Give her the postcode. No, we've got no order for that address for anything other than the previous order, which was the friction discs that I had ordered for the hand throttle and the hydraulic quadrant. She says, that was the last thing we've got on order for you. So I said, well, just a minute. And I quickly checked the bank. And I said, well, on Tuesday, on the 15th, £123.27 left my account to you guys for this order. Oh, right. Well, we'll have a look into it and get back to you. So, I mean, hands up, they were lovely people. They come straight back within about 10 minutes and they went, hands up, our fault. We've sent it to the wrong address. We've sent it to another customer. And you think, brilliant, okay, that's lovely. You know, they've admitted straight away exactly what had gone on. She says, we're busy putting your order together now. We will get it couriered up to you. It'll be there tomorrow. Tuesday, we popped it back across to the farm. A couple of jobs to do over there to the Vectra, make sure everything was buttoned up tight and nothing else was leaking. Came home, little card through the door. UPS had been, missed us. Never thought to knock on any of our neighbours' doors, because all of we are surrounded by brilliant neighbours here, and we all take each other's parcels in for when we're not at home. All of us do. So UPS didn't think to do that, so they took the parcel back. So it was delivered Wednesday morning instead. So I've got the box there. We're going to open the box up. We're going to have a look at these friction plates, and then we're going to check them on the shafts. I got bitten with this as a young lad. Young lad changing the clutch in my car. Went and got the clutch assembly. There was a whole lot, friction plate, pressure plate, the thrust bearing or throwout bearing, the lot. Puts it all in, buttons it all up. And the young lad, you haven't got a two-poster lift, have you? You're lying on your back underneath the car, struggling with the gearbox, probably in a gap about this big. Gets it all back in, lifts the gearbox up into position, would not engage. Half an hour, you're lying there, this is not going to engage. And you think, your first thing you think of is the pilot bearing. The plate is not aligned with the pilot bearing. When you put the two together, it's just not going to go in. So you check your alignment, and then, I think after about 40 minutes, right, let's take it all to bits. Let's see what's going on. You take the pressure plate off, you pull your friction plate off, you have a look at it. Then your dad says to you, doesn't he, as a young lad, have you tried that on the input shaft of the gearbox just to make sure? Well, no, because I bought it from the shop and it says it's for a Ford Escort, and you can. But just try it on your gearbox. And you go back under the car and you try and put it on the gearbox and it doesn't fit, because it's got the wrong number of splines on it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take these two discs. I've got the shafts in my garage. I brought them home this morning. I've got them in the garage. We're going to try them on the shafts because I don't have a clutch alignment tool. I don't think I will be doing an awful lot of Davy Brown clutches that I'm going to put some money into a clutch alignment tool. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the two shafts together. I'm going to use the two shafts to align the clutch while I'm assembling it, and we'll nip it up. Bob's your uncle. That's what we're going to do. So let's have a look in this box, see what we've got. We're going to use a big boy's knife, proper knife. Oh, guess what we've got? Loads of airbags. Don't you just love airbags? Airbags. Airbags. Tell you, it's well packaged. Cool. Somebody likes using tape. Right, what we got? Nice brand new 10-inch plate. Let's have a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 10 splines anyway. But I tell you what, that doesn't seem to have an awful lot more meat on it than the one I've got out there. But the one I've got out there is a bit grubby. But anyway, right, 10-inch one. More airbags. Love airbags. Whoa, that's a monster. I've got a feeling that's a 12-inch. Right. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to relocate to the garage. See, there's one 11-inch and one 10-inch. But we're going to relocate to the garage. We're going to measure these first, then we're going to try them on my shafts. See where we're at, eh? Might get this job done this weekend, you never know. Let us have a look what we've got here. We'll just check this. Check this for size. Sure enough. Yep, that's the 10-inch one. I've got home here the Haugen shaft. This is the PTO one. There we go. Nice fit on there. Too good a fit. There we go. We're doing this when we've got nice clean hands. We don't want to be messing up our sheets or our discs, do we? Right. Number 2, what have I just done with tape measure? It's in the box, man, dafty. Right. I thought so. That is a 13-inch disc. That's a 13-inch. I knew when you look at the splines are totally wrong shape, everything. Totally wrong. Alright, let's go phone the company, see what they've got to say about this one. It's supposed to be an 11-inch disc. Right. Shane, one of my regulars from Alabama in America, did mention the other day, and it genuine good observation, because I had painted the framework for the air filter and I painted the frame of the tractor. Is there any connectivity? Because the battery earths out against this airframe. and it has to be able to connect to the engine to allow, obviously, electricity to run for the starter motor. So what we're going to do, I've just had it, there it is. I've got a multimeter. I'm going to put that onto connectivity to see if we've got, can you see that? Yeah, you can. Right, so I'm going to go from, I've got a bolt in the top of the airframe here, and I'm going to go to a bolt here on the exhaust manifold. See if we've got any connectivity from here to there. Yep, we have. There we go, nice and clean, all zeros, brilliant. However, what I have got, and what I will be doing, got an earth lead. This is off a previous job. It's too long for the tractor, so I'm going to shorten it. We'll be putting an alternative eye on the end at the right length. This earth lead, this replacement earth lead, I'm going to bolt straight to here. These bolts haven't been painted, they've been wire brushed and cleaned. The holes in the casting have been cleaned and put a tap through them, clean them out. So that will go straight onto there so that it's connected straight to the castings. And we will know, we'll check the connectivity again, but at the minute we have got connectivity from here on the airframe, at least to this stud here. So there's a good contact here in the mating faces here between the tombstone and the engine, so there must be a good contact between those bolts in there, the frame, because it's coming right up to here, and I'm testing it from here. But what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on that, because it might have connectivity but it might be low. Because don't, again, remember I did coat those mating faces with oil when I put them back together. But we will continue to check it as we go along, and if we get any problems starting it or spinning the starter motor, we know what our problems are. We will look at rectifying that then. But never mind, really valid point from Shane. Thank you very much, Shane. As always, your opinions do matter. Your contributions are well valued. I do like people who get in touch and give us good, valid, solid advice or ask good, clean questions. No such thing as a daft question, just stupid answers. Say good morning to Early, babe. This is one of Gemma's bulls. We've just been tree bred him. Popped across to have a look as we're here with the trailer this morning, getting the axle out and power wash it. He's popped across to have a look. He's Aberdeen Angus. He loves a tickle, he loves a scratch. He's very soft and gentle. Gemma can put a head collar on him and lead him around because he goes to shows from time to time. He's got a bit of a itchy neck there at the minute. We're going to give him a scratch. But anyway, here, this is what we're here for today. Axle's going to get a power wash today. All that brown paint should come off it. What doesn't is going to come off with a wire wheel. And it should look a whole lot different in about half an hour's time. We'll have a look, huh? We'll see. Right, so today we're going to give this a wire brushing, or we're going to start and give it a wire brushing anyway, and say we're getting it cleaned up, getting it ready. So we'll spend an hour on it today, see how far we get in an hour. Should be able to hit at least half of it in an hour, hopefully. We'll see. Right, first pass with a wire brush complete. I don't know how long it took us, but I just thought I might as well, I'm out here with the tools, might as well crack on, get it done. Give you a quick look at it. come up quite good. There's bits in here, right in the radiuses and the tight corners. I need to get in with a littler brush. But having it on here is a godsend, because at least you can spin it and turn it over. Right, cup of tea time. So, yesterday morning in the post comes the correct clutch plate. So, let's have a quick look. The other one went back. There we go, that's better, isn't it? Eh? That's better. 10 splines. We'll try that on the shaft in a minute. Make sure it's the right one. But, good. So this weekend we might be able to get the clutch put in place, and then through the week we could possibly consider putting the gearbox casing on and looking at how we're going to support the gearbox casing. But it's moving forward slowly, isn't it? Slowly is the word at the minute. It's silly season on the farm. For those of you not farm related, silly season is once you start your silage, your hay and your straw. It just goes demented. I did a little video, I'll pop it up on my Man from the Mist watch list, playlist. Brain's dead this morning. We're busy leading straw in at the minute. Through the week, Gemma and David and Johnny worked from 10 o'clock in the morning through the night to 5 o'clock the next morning, leading bales in. The following night was started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we were there 2 o'clock in the morning. We tried again yesterday, but it began to rain late on. I'm saying late on, it started raining about 6 o'clock I think. We got rained off. So this is lack of sleep trying to catch up with, and we're still trying to crack on and get jobs done. But anyways, moving forward. Through the week, Philip Cleaver came on, watched the video on the valve chest number 23, which is taking the selector valve chest off the Davy Brown rocker arm. And he left, I don't know if you can see that, can you? He left an enormous comment, very useful, full of information. When I get comments like this, I copy them, paste them into a Word doc, and I save them to my Davy Brown folder on my computer, and I put on the top up here, I put who made the comment and the number of the video, so that when I go back to those documents I know what it's relating to. But Philip's comment, absolutely full of brilliant information. A lot of history in there as well from the Davy Brown days. But honestly, go back to number 23, have a read of Philip's comments, and if you think it's useful to you, do what I do, copy it, paste it into a document and save it for later. And the reason why I put number 23 on the top is so that when I go back to it, I can see what it's relating to. Because if I didn't copy that and put it in my doc, I would probably forget all about it and then be struggling with the information that's in it that I need for later on. Now, remember us saying while ages ago, not one person has all the answers. And we don't. Not one person has all the answers. But collectively, we do. We do have all the answers. And if you've got something like this, like the information in this comment to put up and share it with the community, please do so. Because your little snippet of information, your big snippet of information, whichever, might just get somebody else's tractor back out there in the fields. So please do. These comments are extremely useful to every single person who watches the channel, not just me. Very useful to me, but everyone else out there as well. So, Philip, big thumbs up, mate. Thank you very much. any more good information like that, please feel free to share it with us. Yes, relocating to the garage, shifting all the gear, popped it and getting the shaft. Now, let's have a look. Tell you what, that's going to be, let's have a look at, there we go, does fit, it's the right one. Tell you what, that's going to be fussy lining up in the gearbox, isn't it? Yes, that's going to be, funny enough, once you get it, it's easy, isn't it? Okay. So we're happy. That's the right clutch disc now. You have to remember 2 shims that go on there. Then your bearing goes on, there's a big bearing goes on there into the snout, the support snout. Still got to talk to a company about this. This is where your PTO brake sits. Now I've got a replacement PTO brake from Colin, and there's a steel strap goes over here, and I thought it was steel to steel because there's a spray bar lubricates up here somewhere. And then I looked, there were some pictures on a forum that David Monkhouse had done with his. This steel strip's actually got a bit of friction material on it. I need to talk to somebody about that. David, if you're watching, remind me on, I know you did, but remind me on where you got your lining from for this PTO brake assembly, please, if you would. Thank you very much. Right, well that's it for this week. Thank you very much for visiting. It's raining again outside today, so I can see we're getting a lot done with the straw today, which is maybe a good thing. We'll get a bit of a rest. We might get some jobs done on the tractor today. Right, well don't forget now, if you like our channel, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your mates. At the minute, we've only got 16.2% of you viewers that are subscribed. Just think, if more of you subscribe, we can grow the channel even quicker. Remember, don't overthink it, it's just nuts and bolts. Take care now, see you the next time.